Alright, what's up YouTube? Strom here, back with my tower. And we'll start with a grim opening, Death. I wanted to see if I could get closer to the highest waves and then end with some commentary, but nope, we died without looking, so I figure I could at least show off some round stats. So I was able to earn 204 billion, just under 20k cells this run. And Goldbot has been putting in a bit more work. Guardian's here. Guardian is hanging out with these stats. But yeah, about 7 hours, which is my higher end for now as far as tiers go. So I'll show the actual stats menu here. I know last video I had just barely crossed 2 trillion. Now I'm just past 6 now, so these trillions are flying by. Tier wise, I'm floating back and forth between 8 and 9 here. We saw it just 400 less cost me a little bit here on the coinage, so I'm gonna do some overnights with 9 and 8, or an overnight with these two, and then I'll work one tomorrow, mostly automated, see if I can bump these up a little bit. And yeah, I'm pretty excited. I did a fully AFK one yesterday, just because it was pretty late into my shift, and I wanted to see how things would go. And I didn't even get coin trade off until the very end, and then the run immediately ended, so there wasn't a huge benefit outside of just grabbing all the extra milestone pushes along the way. So I'll give tier 12 and 13 a run back eventually, but we will see, because those higher tiers get quite insane. So I'll kind of just go very slowly around the menu here. I actually finally joined Champion and immediately got kicked back down. So I'm trying to figure out what the solution will be to actually stay in Champion. Cross that bridge when we get there, of course, but I'm hoping to not flip-flop too long here, because, I mean, the fact that I did 1100 waves in Plat, I probably could have gotten close to 1200 if I did Demon Mode, but I obviously didn't need it, so we'll see, because I can... I'm not going to overthink too hard on just one champion bracket, but it was definitely very tough. It's got me juggling several ideas already as it is. Because I know you can get away with the EHP build through Champion for the most part, but once you hit Legends, that goes to die pretty quickly. You just need damage at that point. So kind of the floating thought is to consider laying the groundwork for more damage, number one, and then also my only crowd control right now is going to be Landmine Stun and then Chrono Field. And Chrono Field really benefits from having a lot of stones, so focusing on the lab research so that when the time comes to actually put stones in, it's not as rough. I'm not really sure, but there's just a lot of thoughts going on there, so I'm very hopeful. I want to at least get that the staying income, because this is very nice. If I can graduate to like these amounts regularly, that would be amazing, rather than the demotion promotion flip flop. So we will see how that goes. The event, I just have random spotlight to finish, and then demon mode. It's also annoying. I hate putting that on for my farm runs, but it is what it is. Goldbot is having a great time. You might be wondering about the range, and that is Singularity Harness. I will show that off in a minute, but I have quite a bit of metal saved up here, and my working thought is I'm not going to touch the cooldown just yet because I know that's a bit of metal investment, but potentially duration and some more bonus clicks just to kind of boost up, while it's active. So I'm still waiting. I'll talk a little bit more about this with the mods and labs, but this is at least where Goldbot is, and just gotta wait and see. Still got 95 extra medals, which will be really good. And we maxed out our guild blocks for the week, so we are all done. I'm sitting on the 240 medals that will convert to, I think it's 5 medals becomes a gem, so whatever the quick math on that is. Extra 48 gems, which, hey, it's something. I already bought out the store. So I got everything in here. And then, those of you who remember, I'm rocking butter. I'm rocking 2 chips. I believe there is another one coming this next patch when the season ends. So we'll see how that goes. We'll see if the steel investment is not really worth it, because I did bump up the targeting and then just evened out the multiplier and cooldown here. So we will see, because if it ends up that I have to maintain multiple, I haven't touched this at all. So if I have to maintain multiple of these cooldowns, I may have griefed myself, but we'll see, because they're still pretty weak right now. They're definitely not anything significant income wise, definitely not damage wise. And then damage instead of heal, that seems like a crapshoot. So I don't know. Some people have said they liked it, but I don't know. Maybe I'll try a couple of rounds with ally instead of attack. All right, and workshop. All right, so I've done a bit of damage investment recently, so I'm at 4K now. And then health is going to be at 4,600. So they gold box quite fast at this point. Took my health regen up to 3,000 also. Ooh, excuse me. So gold boxing in farm runs is relatively pretty quick and easy now. It's just the usual kind of landmine stun, landmine damage, take care of all of that. Bounce shot, critical, all that up there. And free ups really take care of attack without me having to pay attention. Attack level skip is at 84. And then I'm slowly putting in more levels in health level skip. So these are at 59. And then I just gotta max these 2 guys, and then let free ups take care of these once they're too expensive. So I'm pretty excited with the workshop development here. And then you guys may remember last video, I unlocked workshop enhancements, so I've taken damage up to 1.2 now. Same for health. A little bit of regen just sprinkled in there too. And earlier today I got coin 0.9, so we'll get our 1.1 here. It looks like after work tomorrow, depending on how the farm runs go here. And then a little bit of sales bonus also, but mostly just going to focus on killing now, because it's getting pricey, and I'd rather just keep up in coin. So yeah, that's what the workshop is looking like. I did forget the ultimate weapons tab, so I'll be jumping there. So I've invested a bit into chain lightning. I need to probably bump up the chance and the damage a bit more. I'm rocking 3 legendary substats for this on my Dimension Core still, so this is just, you know, bumped quite a bit in value for tournament. Smart Vessels are hanging out at base here. Deathwave, I'm not sure if it's griefing. I'm gonna probably just get the full sync here for Golden Tower, Black Hole, and Deathwave. So I don't know if I should just bring this down to 4 minutes and then bring it to the 320. But it's only 800 stones. We're already getting pretty close there. So, and then I bumped up the bonus, and Black Hole size up to 38 has been really, really nice. So I'm sure a couple more clicks in size would do me pretty well. And I am rocking 2 substats right now for duration on these guys. So I'm going to need to make sure to get the Black Hole closer with the 12-second rule. And then invest a little more. Probably bring these guys' cooldowns down also. But Chrono is also a project I want to be looking into a bit more. I know the first minute of cooldown reduction is not bad, but the stones, I mean, Chrono just takes a huge investment anyway, so that's another thing that I want to look at, since my last 3 are going to be Spotlight, Land Missile, or Spotlight, Inner Landmines, and Swamp. I don't know what order I should really go with those, especially just considering the cost here, and I'm not going to be buying stone packs. We'll see how long that saving lasts, but it's my intention for now. So yeah, I'm like I said, I'm probably just going to save the 800 whatever stones for Deathwave, bring that cooldown, sync these guys all up, and then I'll kind of see from there piecemealing the size, duration for these 2. This past event mission for the cards, I got all of my commons maxed, so I'm really excited about that. It has made farming improved, damage, everything's just gone up. And now I can work on rares very slowly. Still got thousands of gems to invest, so plus I have yet to find an ultimate crit in my pulls yet. We'll see how all that goes. And yeah, I always gotta... The only thing I really do at this point is I just swap off cash and free ups. And then once everything's gold boxed, health regen and slow aura take over. And wave skip. I forget what I actually have in place of demon mode at the end, but demon mode's just hogging a slot for now, so clear up that mission. Alright, mods. I'm super excited with mods because you guys can see I've got my first Ancestral here. And of course it is the Harmony Conductor when I don't have Poison Swap. But stats are the same as last time. And the trend here actually is just because I'm so close with all of these, so close with all the levels being close to 101 here, I may as well just hold off rolling all these extra stats because what's the point, right? So all of these will get re-rolled plus the 101. We'll see what I can roll on that. I've got Legendary Wormhole, just rocking at max level here. That's been great. But on the flip side, I managed to find another copy of Anti-Cube. So I'm rocking the Mythic Shockwave frequency, and then I'll worry about the rest of the stats when 101 appears. So, like I said, I've been thinking about the foundations of at least hybrid. I'm not going to think about Glass Cannon yet, especially without Spotlight. So I'm just kind of curious, since I did end up finding this has been great for tournaments, just getting any extra damage that I can boost here. And then I have a Mythic plus Being Annihilator. I'm going to roll for attack speed with 101. I think I re-rolled last week or something before tournament, and I got pretty damn lucky without using a bunch of dice, so I'm pretty satisfied with that. And then I'm sitting on, yeah, another 2 pairs of that, and I'm good. Got my first death penalty as well, and then just kind of random stuff around here, like Havoc Bringer is pretty close to being mythic also if it wanted. And Astral Deliverance also is hanging out. And yeah, the Singularity Harness. Go back to generators here. I've still got my lone 1 Galaxy Compressor copy. I have another thing here, and then Pulsar. I've experimented with the Pulsar actually in tournament. It's not too shabby, but I will withhold judgment for now because I'm pretty happy with this. I did some testing once I got that poll, and I did the Singularity versus G-Comp. And Singularity just barely did beat it out. Not by a whole lot, but that at least indicated to me that, especially because this is getting close to Ancestral, with 3 more copies I'm going to need. 3 more copies for Ancestral. I feel like just some investment in the coin bot is going to just exponentially keep bringing up the value. And I guess the same could be argued for upping Golden Tower's bonus with the Galaxy Compressor. I guess I could make the argument for both. But I think with the extra levels, the coin bonus multiplier, etc., and I think that's helping Goldbot currently win out, which is why I'm thinking about the Goldbot cooldown and Goldbot potentially labs, but I'll get into that when we get there. So yeah, it is the only things I really swap is the Mythic Armor one here, and then my Dimension Core for tournaments. And I need 1 more copy. I can take this up to Mythic, which would also be very nice. And then I really just have no more copies of anything else. So Ancestral guy is definitely going to be my big stat stick for a while. So yeah, we'll see how the rest of the mods go. I'm really excited for just how all that's going to play out. But then the next big part we got here is labs. And I do love going on and on about labs. So I think I fell asleep too early with my overnight or something, but normally I'm running 2 3x speeds, which I've dedicated to standard perks bonus and lab speed. But I want to get Deathwave coin just off of my damn screen at this point, so I'm going to 3x the last level of Deathwave coin here. And then once that's done, I'll throw that back on the lab speed. The rest of the slots here, let's see, Chrono Field in the last spot. I'll get to that in a second. But daily mission, I am at least keeping this permanent until 40. Ideally, I want to do it all the way till completion because it's about a month, or actually a bit less, I believe, like 3 weeks. So pretty quick and easy to just bang that out. Like I said, Deathwave coin, I just want this off my damn screen. Get it out of here. I've kind of just sunk cost fallacied myself, I think, at this point with it, so I'll just get it out of the way, max out the multiplier. I can't be mad at more coins, I'm tired of it at this point. Standard perks, I believe, 3 to 4 weeks for this to finish out, even at 3 times speed, so we're just permanent until max. And then, kind of like I was hinting at earlier, Chrono Field, I've been working on the lab for this. I probably could 3 times speed it eventually. My working thought is I get this to 20. I believe levels 21 to 25 is going to be about a month. And then the 26 to 30 labs are going to be almost 2 months at that point. Chrono Field was, I think, like I think it was my fourth ultimate weapon. It might be like my third or fourth. And, you know, out of all the bad choices I had at that time, this was like pre-change Poison Swamp and all that. Someone, I didn't get too many opinions, I don't remember, but they mentioned, you know, hey, get Chrono Field, you can get ahead on the labs. So I got a little bit early. Now I can get a little bit going again now. And then I guess once I get to that point of potentially thinking about putting stones in it, I'll be finishing out the lab. Hopefully. We'll see how development goes at that point, but at least for now, knowing that I'll have duration 20, an extra 5 in perks, and then whatever the base is, I feel like that'll be pretty helpful. And as my only source of crowd control outside of landmine stun, I figure I should at least get some investment going into this. And again, that's kind of just my one bracket with champion. You know, we'll see how this next bracket goes, and if I'm still flip flopping. What are the core things? It seems like the crowd control and the damage is going to be just more important as I'm going up the ladder there. And then the rest of the labs, go through those really quick. Coins per kill, I just throw that on whenever. It's just a whatever lab at this point. That and GT bonus are the last like big two econs I can think of right now. Like there's other, there's reroll shards over here, but direct coin stuff for now I'm pretty close to completing. So I think when Deathwave coin finishes, I'll throw reroll shards back in. Recovery package chance, I could probably piece the first 5-10 levels together. Especially if I get Galaxy Compressor pulls again, that would probably incentivize me to definitely invest in this lab again. Probably get the fourth. There's probably at least one extra that's really annoying me that I could ban. It is kind of a run under, so can at least take care of that. But again, just 4 days on 2x is annoying to me. So was it 3 days or something on 3x, something close to that. So I'll throw that in at some point. Deathwave cells, I kind of just think until the cooldown is lower and I'm not going to get as much value, and then even then, I've had a couple discussions on the Discord recently. I know it happens pretty frequently. For those of you in player questions, you might see it happen often, but there was a huge debate not that long ago. I think at the time of this recording, it was probably 3 or 4 days ago, where a new player asked if they should take Deathwave or Chain Lightning, and just a lot of passionate discussion got involved, a lot of nerd math. It was very enlightening. So I got to witness the popcorn. I asked a couple questions myself, and I think it's Base Nuke is the player. They got an alt account to Legends, earning keys in about 60 days, just barely under that. And his advice to me was literally just farm higher tiers wall. So that's kind of, that's the very least what I've been doing, right? I've just been kind of pushing these tiers. Like I could probably be getting like 6-7k waves at these lower tiers now. I don't know if the coin income is going to be matching, just because things have been changing so rapidly. Now I have an extra level of standard perks that I got earlier, so the coin bonus is going to increase that way. I got a coin plus workshop enhancement level before, so that's going to influence things. So we'll just kind of see how things are going. Or boss hit. I think I mentioned this like a video or 2 videos ago. Slots are slowly opening up, so I can slowly implement this, I'm sure. And then I did the the quick math on rare drop chance. I'm going to start this sooner rather than later, but it's going to be the first 5 levels I can take care of relatively easily, and then the later 5 are going to, once I am probably earning a bit more per day, because I know something else is around the corner, and you probably know what I'm hinting at, but we'll work our way down there. So everything else for the most part is the same. Favorites has been reorganized, but HP's at 50, defense percent is already capped off. Again, I don't know about these last 5 levels, and at this point I don't know when I'll get to them, because I'm pretty close to wall income, since I'm earning about 200 bill a run, and runs are about like 8 to 10 hours, so 200 to 240 billion roughly. Getting close to that 500 billion a day that people recommend for wall labs, but I see why it's closer to 1 trillion. I think you might be comfortable. I don't know the exact levels all of these need to go to, but yeah, this is definitely pricey. So that's something I'm approaching, but not quite ready for. Utilities all the same. Oh yeah, the level skips. I did the 10 levels of attack. I'm thinking since hybrid glass cannon is potentially what's going to happen down the line, health level is just going to be the end game, because I mean the latest point is all about glass cannon as of now, so this is the later value. So I'll eventually slot these levels in, but there's just so many things I want to research. And then yeah, I'm not sure if I'll be touching the missile radius, missile amplifier stuff. There was a Devo build pointed out that relies on maxing the smart missile labs and a couple modest stone investments into it. Nothing crazy that you need for like late game smart missiles, but I think just for now, Blender is just perfect for my lifestyle. Out and about all day, I'm driving a lot, so just blendering it up. GT bonus I mentioned before, along with coins per kill, is just something I'll throw on eventually, max it out, but not super invested in these last 10 levels. The stone gain has been a bit more beneficial from here. I did take shock to 14, both of those, so that's done. I can stop worrying about that. I don't think I'll worry about these last 10 levels. I'm not sure, but we'll get to that point. If I need more, I need more. Chrono field range, I'm sure I can get those levels eventually, but that's a later thing. And I'm not ready to worry about these death wave things yet, so that's about it. This is another, I will get this 1 level of this eventually at some point, but nothing crazy. And then again, I mentioned Goldbot a couple times. The duration labs do get pretty pricey, but I'm thinking if I just touch the duration and bonus between labs and metal investment, I'll get some value out of it. I know there was a Goldbot sheet somewhere about like sync levels with cooldown. I just know like once you touch it, there's really like a point of no return, so I have to be very careful with what I'm investing in, and that's the part that does kind of scare me. So that's definitely what my thought is. Also, just starting with duration bonus. I can't really screw that up like I can with a cooldown sync issue, because if it ends up I need to sync it with whatchamacallit, if I get like more multiverse nexus pulls and I end up needing to sync with that, then that's something I may need to consider. But it's something that for now I'm going to take the path of I'm not going to screw this up, and we'll worry about it as we kind of collect a lot of my scattered thoughts because you guys can tell. I mean, I'm 30 minutes in. This video's everywhere. And of course, we're not touching enemies. I'm curious if you guys, sorry to comment, but if you guys have like researched this at all. I don't know if this is something that I just get the benefit from when I restore a level. It seems worth it, but the 2 days, or I'm sure it scales pretty fast too. I haven't looked up the lab calculator, but I don't know if it's worth investing or not. So I haven't put it in favorites yet, but it's something I've at least been eyeing. And yeah, so that's where the research is at. I am going to get my overnight started here. I know I can afford the next level of daily mission, so I'll just get rid of that. That way it's ready when I get home from work tomorrow, and I'm relatively close to finishing 35. And we'll get closer to that 40 benchmark. And I think I've covered just about everything. Bracket, bots, all that good stuff. Yeah, we're about like 60, pretty close to 60 relics. And we've got this, relics. Yeah, I was actually on this page the other day, and for some reason I clicked this for the first time. I didn't know you could just see all your bonuses. So I guess I'll kind of just end the video with this. You guys just want to compare your relics, see where I'm at. So I am pretty excited. 26 coin, 15.5 lab speed. A lot of good stuff going, and I know, it's a long grind, incremental game. The stuff never ends. So I'm going to try for the next week. Hopefully not week and a half, but I feel like some more is coming, given how these mod polls went recently. And if I end up staying in champion bracket also, I think that'll kind of incentivize me to share a bit more about the damage plans, the gold bot plans. We'll see how that all goes. Also depends what the next event is. I'm assuming there's going to be stuff for me to buy. For you guys, it may be a rerun event, but I'll probably have to buy out the event shop. So we'll see. See what the update brings. Catch you guys later. Have a good day. Have a good night. Appreciate you guys watching. Take care.